Alright, I'm messing around with the stream, but here it is. This is my first time trying to stream something on YouTube. And usually I do my streams on Twitch. However, I thought this is a little bit different because today I want to stream a tutorial on how to draw Dickie Bird. Since I've already done one with Robin, but how it went is I was working on something and then I took a break. And during that break, I decided to record something. So it's a very silly setting of just putting the mic on and trying to draw while standing at the table and explaining what I'm doing. So I want to do a better job at it. So this time I am going to do it digitally. I think the lines will be clearer, just the footage will be clearer overall, just to explain how to do this. And the reason why I'm not doing this on Twitch is because I usually do free time stuff on there. And this is a little bit different in a sense that I want to talk and explain what I'm doing. And I'm not sure if my Twitch audience is the same as the target audience for that. Let me say that. So everybody, welcome. I hope you're doing okay. So let's start off with the basics. Very similar to what I did with Robin, of course. It's the same. It's the Robins all have the same kind of shapes and like the bodies are very similar. Just the details are different. So I want to go through the basics again for this one. Difference between Dickie and Robin is that Dickie is bigger because he's a bigger bird. He's older. So. And his colors, of course, are also different. So I want to go through that, and of course I don't have the plushie as a reference. That was a silly little thing, but I hope that worked at explaining how angles work. If you guys have questions about how to draw certain angles or questions about the drawing process, please let me know. That's also the reason why I'm streaming it, so I can see if I can improvise something for you guys and explain how it's done. So let's start off with the first sketch. Let me open up a new layer first. This is not how it's gonna look. Gonna work with sleek digital lines. Also, if the audio is, the music is too loud, I can change it. Just let me know in the comments if it's bothering you in some way. So yes. Oh, let me turn off the twirling Dickie. Goodbye. Get rid of this one, so we have our canvas available to us. I put the template colors in case I do want to add some colors there. I don't have to look up the pictures for that. So let's see. Line thickness seems okay. So I prefer working zoomed in, but I understand if that's very claustrophobic, I guess, if it's too close up for some people, but it just helps me to see the details of the lines I'm pulling. Right now I'm just going to do it very sketchy, and just like before I'm going to start off with the eyes first as a reference point of how I want to build up the character. So I'm just going to have him look sideways. Oh, if you're not sure what I'm doing, just let me know and I'll happily explain what's going on. Oh good, the audio is good, thank you. Here we have the mask. So I always draw the eyes first before drawing the mask. I guess you could also do it the other way around, but there's just the risk of messing up the shapes of the eyes, but that might just be me. So we have the beak. And the beak is a little bit of a... Sorry, if I'm talking slow, it means I'm busy drawing and trying to talk and think at the same time. So the beak is covering the mask just a little bit. So like if you have the mask, it would be here, but the beak is on top of it, so it's hiding behind... actually, the mask is hiding behind the beak a little bit. So here we have the base, right? This is the same for all the Robins. They have the mask, they have the eyes, and the tiny beak. And what makes him different, of course, is that he has a different haircut. Oh, the question is, will I keep doing this? Will you keep this video on YouTube? Yes. I think YouTube will automatically upload this to my channel. If it doesn't, then I'm going to edit the video and upload it later on for people to watch it again if they want to see what's happening. So yeah. So let's start off with the hair. I think it's nice to draw how high you want his, or how big you want his head to be. So that's why I pulled this line first. So I know this is how big it's gonna be, and then I just draw the little, I guess, what do you call it? The tufts, the hair? I don't know. The fuzzies, the feathers. Draw little feathers. He has 3 of them. So let's do what? And usually I draw this one bigger. So this one over here that I'm erasing actually is bigger, and then I draw a middle-sized one, and then there's a small one that's peeking out a little bit. So here we have the head. And actually I'm thinking maybe I should have drawn the circle first, because that makes more sense for a tutorial. Should I do that? I'm gonna do that with the next sketch. I'm just gonna finish this one for now. And as you can see, I have not thought of anything. I'm just... I didn't prepare anything. Just said, oh yeah, I'm gonna stream on YouTube and see how that works. So here we are. But yeah, let me... Oh, what's... Speaking of shapes, the robins kind of have an egg-like shape. So the top is a little bit smaller than the bottom, since they're bottom heavy. So then I just pull these lines over here. And just to make it easier for you guys, I'm gonna close this shape. It's a really weird egg shape. Oh my goodness. But here we have the shape I'm gonna go with. He's obviously not the perfect egg shape. No bird isn't perfect egg shape. and then I'm gonna draw his butt. That's of course the little tail. And I'm just gonna attach it to the egg. Since he's facing this way, the butt obviously is that way. So I didn't have to explain that right. And we'll pull this line down so it fits the egg shape. Here we go. So here we have the tail, and then I'm going to erase this line, since that makes more sense. There we go. So here we have his basic shape. Then next up is his feet. Let me try to make it, I don't know, just leave it a mess. The feet are just very simple shapes. This is how I draw the feet. Yes, that's it. I prefer to draw them very simple because in animation, excuse me, I prefer simple shaped characters, since you have to draw them a lot of times, since one second is quite some frames, so keep it a little bit basic. So here we have the feet. I guess I can tell you on how I decided on the position of the feet. Let's see, yeah. So here we have, this is of course, wait, let me work on a different layer so don't have to erase stuff. So here we have his head, obviously. There we go. And this is his body. And then based on how his body is, where the balance should be, I'm placing it, this is the middle, and then the feet are here, just to keep it more balanced. Of course, he can put his feet together if it was like this, but that would be a little bit silly balance-wise. Or his feet are like this, which is also fine. He can spread his legs if you want to. He's a bird, he can do whatever he wants. So yes, those are, that's how I decide on the position of the feet. So let's continue with the actual sketch again, which is the wing. And the wing is again a very simple shape. This is the shape of the wing. Well, if it's closed, of course. So here we have it, we're gonna, wait. Oh no, birdie, no! Thank goodness it's the computer, so it can just undo it. So here we have the wing. Just gonna go, let me do a better job of this. Here. And then Nightwing, of course, has that red mark on his chest. Very similar. It's based on the New 52, because that's around the time I started reading those comics. There was of course the reboot going on, and Nightwing was red, so that's why Dickie Bird is red as well. Everyone is red. It's also an easy color. I don't have to pick a different color for it when it's blue, so red it is. But we're gonna draw the lines, and his marking starts. So here we have the head, and I like to pull the line here, and of course you have the V shape in the middle. So it's based on the position of the beak, which of course is in the center, and then I draw the V line here, and then we pull these lines like this, and here we go. Here we have the shape of his chest. Let me do something about his eye. It looks a bit silly. There we go. Does it need color? I don't think it does, right? I'm gonna try and do something really quick. And yes, I agree, there's no wrong or right way to draw the robins, of course. You can start at the bottom if that's your way of drawing, that's fine, everything is fine. The reason why I'm doing these tutorials is because one of you guys commented in one of the videos asking for them, if I could do a tutorial on them. And of course I drew one, so I thought drawing the others, even though they are similar in a way, might also be interesting, just to have a little bit more variations going on. And in case anyone is wondering of, oh, how do you draw Dickie Bird, then it's available as well. There we go. Oh, question is, in the future will we get a how to draw a jaybird? If you want to, I can do that. And I can do it on the computer. I'll probably do it on a computer because the audio is better instead of the camera. When I film on the camera, I don't have a separate mic, so it's based on the mic of the camera, and the camera mic is not that great. I usually try to be very close to the camera to have it record my voice, and there's a lot of noise in there as well, so if possible, I kind of prefer doing it digitally, since I can do it digitally. Before I couldn't, and that's the big part of why I didn't do it, because my laptop couldn't handle streaming. It's sad, I know. But now that I have actually updated my software, I can. And the funny thing is, I was actually, I looked into stream, I was like, I thought, wait, that would be cool to do, but just because of my technical, the technical requirements, which I did not meet, couldn't do it. And after a million years, here I am. So I'm just doing the colors to give you an impression of, let me grab the color here, what it will look like if it's colored. So there we go, here we have the first sketch. Let's draw a different angle. I think that would be nice. He's so fat. He's the fattest of them all. I think Jaybird is also very fat, because he's one of the bigger ones. And then you have Tim and Robin being smaller, so they're less fat. The logic is just off the chart here. Alright, let's draw one from the side. I think that would be nice. And now I'm gonna actually construct it differently. I'm thinking, how can I construct this better? So let me grab a different color, just so it's a little bit more clear. Oh, wait, I'm gonna lock that layer for a moment. There we go, so that this does not happen again. Welcome to making mistakes live. Alright, okay, I had a thing for a moment. So the shape of the robin from the side, it's not the X shape, because it's a little bit of a weird shape, but this is the top. I'm gonna show you how to do it in one, well, just a bunch of small lines. But this would be the shape. Kind of, it's more like a tear shape. With a tear shape. And it's a weird tear shape since, of course, the tail is going up. But if I were to turn it around, wait, I cannot do that. Oh wait, I know why. It's like this. It has this kind of shape going on here. But of course, he should be like this. So this is the basic shape of drawing a robin from the side. And then you would have any of the other details added on top of this base. So his hair would be here, and then this beak would be here, and his eyes would be here as well. So let me make this a little bit neater, just using this as a base. Let me see, let me grab the line colors, yeah. So again, I prefer starting with the eye. It just helps me know how to position and everything else. So here we have one, and then his mask is halfway. Of course, this is from the side way, and this is half. So you only have to draw half the mask. How mysterious. And there we go. Let me reduce the size of my eraser because it's huge. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then you have the beak. And here we go. And then we have his hair. And again, it goes with those 3 feather tufts from big, small to smaller. Oh, I'm making his chest a little bit fatter, because he's a fat birdie. And I'm curling his tail a little bit more. There we go. But usually in my case, I sketch very roughly, especially the base sketch. And it's just a rough indication of what I want. And then during the redraw version, I fix the things that I think would be better if they were drawn just a little bit differently. So here I'm making some changes, but at least I have the baseline, so I know where I want the drawing to be positioned on the canvas. So here we go. So here you can see, maybe that's something interesting to talk about. Here we have only one, the top beak. And here I drew the bottom one as well. And I like the beaks to be a little bit more flexible in that sense. If it's from the front, sometimes if they don't talk, I just draw the top beak. I think it looks simpler or just cuter in a sense. But if it doesn't make sense to only have him one side of the beak, which you can also draw, but I think it would look better if he had a bottom jaw, I guess in this case. I do draw it, so because of its animation, it's a little bit more easy going, because they make very silly shapes in the animation as well. For example, this is a mouth movement when they say something, but that's a very odd shape, but it makes sense in the animation if you catch my drift. Oh, thanks, Hydra. I'm glad you like it. And welcome everyone who has just tuning in. So here I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna draw the feet. Since his feet are pointing this way, because that's how he's positioned, I draw him pointing the top. This is a little bit thinner, and then it goes to bigger over here. Like this, and there's of course the second feet is behind him, so this can be drawn a little bit behind. So that would be like this if I were to draw the shapes out. They could be described as little petals, I guess. But no, they're gone. And We're gonna do the wing. The wing is closed, so he can just be drawn like this. Actually, no, let me erase that. Here we go. I want it to be a little bit bigger since he does not have a tiny wing. But again, in the animation, things are very flexible. So when I draw the wings spread out, they can be very large, they can also be small, depending on the movement. And now we're gonna do the same thing as we did here with the red line on his chest. Now we're gonna do it from the side. So here we have his head. So it's basically separating his head from the body, in a sense, in a not cruel way. And we have half a V going down here, down the chest. And then we pull the second line to finish off the shape. So here we go. Here we have a sideways Dickie. Oh, what are you doing there? Now it's gone. So here we go. So this is the sideways, and this is the left side of our little friend. Okay. Thinking. Let's do another sketch. I'm not gonna color this one. Another shape would be, I guess the reason why I'm doing the sideways, front, backs, that's how you do a turn, a turnaround in an animation character. So if you have a character sheet, it's very useful to have a turnaround so you know how the character looks from different angles when you animate it or draw it, of course, in the animation. So that's why I'm picking these angles for these tutorials. And let me zoom in on this one a little bit. Let me move this one actually. You're taking up a lot of space. There we go. Alright. And I'm gonna draw one over here. And I'm gonna draw him from a little bit of a weird angle. Not completely from the back, but not at the front either. Just an in-between pose. So let me try and see if I can do the same thing with the sketch again. So what I like to do, or what I actually do, is that I picture the pose sort of roughly in my mind of, okay, this is the pose I want to draw, and then I picture the shape of what I want it to be. And then I try to draw the shape that I have in mind. Of course, they're all the very round shapes, and here is how you can see how it's a little bit different. So this would be his butt, and then this is his head, obviously, and he's watching, or he's looking this way, so his body shape's all that way. Hi, Redbird. Hey, Summer, how you doing? And let me make this a little bit more transparent. So yeah, so this is our base again, and then we're gonna do, well, I'm going to create another layer. There we go. And I'm gonna do the lines again. So based on this, wait, cellular lines be gone. Okay. Because his eyes, oh, let me show it. His eyes would be here. We can actually keep this. So if his eyes would be here, he's looking this way. So that's why I was anticipating on drawing the hair first instead, since it's not a very prominent feature in this pose. Like it's difficult to see. So here we have his eyes, and his beak would be positioned like this because he's a little bit behind. The beak is a little bit behind the body itself. It's covering the beak. And then his hair would be like this. Actually, it's not. I just drew very weird lines. Let me see. Yeah, this is a little bit better. You know, if I'm not saying your name in the chat, it's because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So D4, I'm just gonna call you D4, thank you very much. I'm glad you we're able to make it to the stream. And let's see. Okay, so we're gonna pull we're gonna finish off his body. Here we have this, and his tail is perking up like this. I like to use the tail as an indication of the angle. And we're not gonna draw the butthole, but here we go. And his feet, let me see if I can do that in a different layer. His feet are here. So if you have the second feet would be here. If you have the character. This is a 3D on a 2D canvas. So that's how his feet would be. So you can only see one of his, oh, that's the wrong color. Oh, let me change that. So you can only see one of his feet. So I'm gonna draw that there. And his wing. So his wing is still closed. Here you can see the shape of his wing better. I like to draw it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Yes, bunny bird. There we go. So here we have the shape, and then we have his marking again, which is his head and the body. So here we go. And the feet shape this time, I don't think you really see it very well from this angle, so just a little bit over here. You can see it go down, but not too much. So there we have it. Yeah. Oh, what are you looking at, birdie? What do you see? So there we go. Just clear up the lines a little bit and get rid of this one. Actually, I'm gonna fix this line. So, all right, so here we have 3 different angles. I guess the next one would be the back, since he's like turning around. Let me look for an empty spot. Okay, get another layer. Maybe I just want to have a reference layer. Let me create another layer. Yeah, reference layer. There we go. So I'm just editing my file for a moment, so I don't keep messing up the amount of layers I'm creating, which is always a thing. Sometimes it's useful to also lock your layers if you want to make sure you're not drawing on the wrong one. Yeah, he's watching Damien, keeping an eye on his brother, who's always very angry looking. The back view. So here we have the back view. Let's start off with the base again. Usually I don't use it for the robins very often, what I'm doing right now, but I hope it's helpful for you guys. Instead of freestyle drawing the robin, give you some tools to get the shapes in your fingers. So here we have the back. Wait, let me do a better back view. So here we have this one. Yeah. So here you have it. This one is very easy actually. The shape, he's looking this way, and this is his butt, which is a great reference. And now you have, this one is the most egg-shaped one actually. And his feet could be, well, these are quite spread out feet, but you get the idea, right? Or maybe you don't, yeah, maybe like this. So here we have the baseline for this. Okay. I'm thinking for a moment about the hair, because you're not really gonna see the hair very much since it's over here. So maybe I'm not gonna draw it very well. Anyway, I'll figure this out when I Actually, right now. I'm gonna figure it out right now. Probably not gonna draw it very much. So here we have the base again, which is a little bit more egg-shaped. And I see that the opacity is low. I'm gonna change that. So here we have no eyes, so I can just start wherever. Start with the wings and his tail. And we have, I'm gonna close up his body. I think this is the easiest angle to draw. Not one I draw very often, but it's easier, right? No face, no nothing, no lip sync going on there. Alright, so here we have the detail. Does anyone know what this is? Of course not. Here, let me add a little bit of the hair tufts. Okay, this one is quite special. But hey, this is a very special little bird. Do this. Yeah, I'm thinking, do I want to draw the feet? You're probably not gonna see it from this angle. You're not gonna see it. It's a weird spread out pose with the feet if I do draw them. So let's, yeah. Okay. So the easiest part is, of course, when you do turn around, you just flip these images so then you have the other side. Since he is symmetrical in a way that his right side doesn't have details that his left side doesn't have. If you get what I mean. But I can draw some different poses. And let me just improvise something. Boop. Maybe it's interesting to talk a little bit about the mouths. Just thinking for a moment, but I'm not sure. Like sometimes, like if they make like a beep sound, they go like this. Or they can open their mouths. So this would be their little tongue. Or they're angry. Just frown upside down. They don't really look like this because this is a very weird shape for a beak, I think. So this is something I don't use. And this is something I don't really use much either. Because they're very simple shaped. I feel this is a little bit more detailed if you would draw a more detailed character. Oh, I'm gonna draw a pigeon. Here's the pigeon. Oh, now it's gone. And I think the thing with the beaks, they're not very. I'm just thinking. That's why I'm going so slow. They're not separated if you like this. Let me increase the opacity for a moment. So obviously this would be the top of the beak and this would be the bottom, but I like drawing them connected when they open their mouths. Except for this case, since it makes more sense, to have it separated because it looks better. But here we go. Alright, let's draw different. Maybe a weird angle would be from the top. That's something. I don't know if anyone would want to draw that, but I guess the best way to start off with that is a raindrop as well. Like this. There we go. And hi everyone who just joined. Yes, I'll try to do more tutorials and time lapses. And of course, I'm still working on my Patreon page in hopes to get some new animations and episodes going. But we'll see, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. Anyway, let's have the drop here. So the camera is looking this way. This is the angle I'm going for. And then you have, this is just a very rough version. Here would be his eyes, here we have his hair, and then his beak would be from the top. There we go. I'm gonna fix this shape because I see that I'm doing weird things here. So here we have his chest. Let me move my canvas for a moment. So here we have his chest, and then his body will go like this. I kind of like his tail to be a little bit more curly tail. So here we go. So here we have his top shape, and his feet could be like this. And oh, he has a huge head. My goodness, you're a smart birdie. Let me reduce the size of his head. And then his wing would be here. Oh, I actually think his tail should be a little bit more twirly. So here we have a very odd top angle. Let me clean it up so it's a little bit more possible. So here we go. Zoom in. In this case, I think it's, well, doesn't have to. Actually, I can erase this because this is the computer. But anyway, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna start off with his hair, since his hair is covering his eyes. There we go. And then his eye will be here. Of course, there will be a mask covering his eye. So here we go. Yep. And then we have his beak over here. And this fat chest. Alright. Let me actually reduce the size of this tuft because that's some really big hair. Oh, and thanks, Summer. I appreciate it. Let me fix this. There we go. What's he looking at? I think he's looking at food at the floor. Just like all the birdies. Oh my. So I'm gonna talk about the pigeon in my garden. So there's this pigeon. He's really mean. He pecks at the other birds and he eats everything. He's like a vacuum cleaner. He comes in and then you have the bird feeder over there and he just sucks up all the food. Pigeon is so rude. And Pigeon knows he's not supposed to do that because Pigeon always goes away when I arrive. But Pigeon always likes to leave certain presents in the bird feeder. Even though he eats out of the bird feeder, he literally craps in every section of the bird feeder. I just had to say that. This is my anger of the morning is Pigeon doing things. And well, enjoy that. Anyway, here we have the chubby Dickie, assuming he did eat, and Pigeon did not eat all his food. There we go. He's looking at bread. There we go. What's on the bread? Peanut butter? There we go. Beautiful piece of bread. Thank you for this bread tutorial. I know, it's amazing. I know. There we go. Maybe I should give the peanut butter some color. Because why wouldn't it be? It would make it look more better. Or actually, I have a better idea. I'm gonna use the power of the internet. Give me a moment, give me a moment. Oh, the internet doesn't want to load. Oh, there he is. There's a lot of choice going on here. I gotta pick the perfect image for this. Alright. Oh wait, no, that's not good. That's not good. what? I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, are you ready? Are you ready? There it is. Amazing art. Oh, I'm gonna erase the other one. Or... Oh wow, because I have so many layers, I don't know which layer this is. Why? This is so many layers. I have no idea. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna name this bread. And then... Oh, here it is. Found it. This is how you do quick art. You just Google the image of a piece of bread with peanut butter on it. And then I'm gonna reduce the size. Oh yes, and then we can turn it around like this, because now it looks like it's in space. What's perspective? The picture of the bread isn't correct either. So here we go. The amazing tutorial of how to draw bread. Yeah, layers are... Actually, I know I have to name my layers, and I know I have to give the layers a little color so I can separate them, but laziness always takes over. And eventually I'm just working in a million layers at the same time. No idea what's going on. It's horrible. And yet, even though I know it, I just don't learn. That's some great bread. I think the bread is the best part of this entire tutorial. Oh, it looks so tasty, doesn't it, Dickie? That's good bread. Alright, let's draw a new angle. Let's do one from the camera from the bottom, since we haven't got one of those yet. So the bottom's up. Let me adjust my brush size. So if the camera is looking up, it's looking this way. And it will have the effect of Dickie Bird looking larger than he actually is. Alright, like, what am I doing? He's looking this way, so if we have our fake 3D going on, it would be like this. So here we have his head and tufts. He kind of reminds me of like a Yakuza with his hair like this, but well, aside that, he's definitely not. He's a superhero, he's not a rebel. There we go. The mask could be here, and then we have his beak. Oh, this is also a beak shape I like to draw, is this one. Actually, it's right here. Oh no, it's not. So it's a little bit more like going up on the side, like they're smiling. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about beaks. So here we continue with this, and then we have his wing over here, and his feet would be like this. So if he was standing on top of a table, like a glass table, you would see it feet like this. Like this would be pressed against the glass table, like the pictures of those cats. But yes, I hope you guys, this is a very messy sketch, but that you guys get what I'm trying to explain. If I don't, you can just ask and I'll happily try to make myself try to explain it a little bit differently instead of just rambling as always. Alright, alright. Oh, flying Dickie, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. We're ready for this. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna clean up this sketch. Let's zoom in with 1,000,000 pixels, because that makes things better. It doesn't make things better. Alright. I might fix his hair later, but I just want to draw his face first, because I should have started with that actually. That's what this whole tutorial is about. I don't listen to myself, because that would be weird. With the mask. Alright, I think now I can fix his hair. Or maybe he just has a bad hair day. Birds have bad feather day sometimes, right? So I'm just gonna draw a little bit. Oh, he looks so tidy now. Look at that. He looks like he's all dressed up, looking ready to go. Like a fancy bird. You have a bow tie. Oh yes, that's fancy. He kind of used gel in his hair this time. Okay, here we have him. Looking all proud and tidy. Here we have the tail. And we close his body with the bottom line. Oh yes, he's ready for date, alright. He's such a tiny little, tiny little date. He's on a date for the bread. Waiting outside among the pigeons. Waiting for people to throw the bread. He's ready. I'm forgetting something, which is his marking on the chest. But the bow tie is there, so I'm just gonna start with the fee, which goes down like this, and it's a little bit, how do you call this? A little bit bent. I think it's a weird word choice, but the lines aren't straight. Or maybe actually I drew them wrong. I should have drawn them the other way around. Apologies, I don't know what I'm doing. Which is basically my channel. So I'm gonna draw the other side like this. I think it would look different if it was... Wait, let me explain it by actually drawing it. If the lines are drawn straight... Oh wait. What's a past statement? So if the lines are drawn straight, it would look... it would give a different kind of look. A different kind of perspective look going on. And because the camera, he's not drawn from the, what do you call this? I don't know what's called. I'm losing my words, I'm sorry, my English is fading. He's not from looking straight at you. This is a window, this is a bird window, I know. This is an amazing example, but he's not looking straight at you. He's from a different angle, so that's why drawing a straight line would make it look a little bit out of place, or he would make it look less from the bottom angle. Let me... There we go. Okay, so much for that. I'm really trying to explain what I'm doing. Yeah. But yes, at least he's dapper, so he's good to go on this little date. Who's he going to date with? Barbara or Corey? I always think of... If the first one that comes in mind for Dickie to date would be Barbara. Because I haven't actually... I know Starfire and he were a thing in one of the comics, but I haven't read that one. So I've always read the comics in which he's interested in Barbara. So that's the first thing that comes in mind. And of course in the animated series he's dating Barbara as well. Which is a really nice series. I should watch that one again. And then a very cute Timmy Todd in it. The best Robin. Or the best animated Robin. Well, actually Under Red Hood is also nice. But the Robin in there is quite limited, as we all know. Or screen time is limited. Alright, so we're gonna do a flying Dickie. Did you guys know, by the way? You probably knew, it's not news, but Young Justice is on Netflix. When I saw that, I was like, oh yes, that's good. And that would mean that the third season is actually coming. That would be so cool. It just feels weird because I remember watching Young Justice with my friend not so long ago, but at the same time, it's long ago. It's been a couple of years. Oh, Dickie wait, let me scroll up. Dickie with Wally. Oh, speaking of that, Young Justice Robin is also nice. It has multiple Robins. It does not have Jason though, which is a little bit unfortunate. But that's a tough story to tell on TV. But his costume was there, right? I know. Like I was saying, I was watching Young Justice with my friend. It just feels like it's not so long ago, but it actually is. These couple of years. Oh, time goes so fast, Dickie Bird. Let me look for more space on my canvas. So now we're gonna do a flying birdie with his wings spread. Oh, that's a great circle. Amazing. That's this weird shape. But here we go. So his wings are spread. I like to draw them bigger because when birds fly, obviously, they're amazing with their wings. They spread out, they become big. I'm gonna stick with 3. I like to stick with 3 because it's just simpler. I know I sometimes, or maybe one more, I don't know, I'm hesitating. But I like to keep it simple, so it's either 3 to 4 feathers. And I think 3 is fine as well. It's like this. It's fine. It's all fine. They're birds. They're amazing. So here we have a spread out pose. Oh, you shipped Dickie with everyone? Well, he is a good person, so I think he would treat everyone very nicely. He's the the friendly bird. Well, Dimmy is also very friendly, but he's different. He's different friendly. He has the golden snitch, of course. That's what he actually is. That's his true identity. That's what he does in his free time. He's an Harry Potter. Alright. So his feet can be up since he's flying. And his butt obviously is angled this way. So I'm gonna fix the shape. This is way too round for the bird, but I don't know why I pulled those lines. But I'm gonna fix those in the cleanup. No worries. Is Wally gone in the comics? I'm not too sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Or do you mean in the animated series? And I'm just thinking for some reason about the Justice League movie, which is the last movie I saw in the cinema last year. It's interesting to see them on the big screen. I kind of want to like the films. They're not all... they're enjoyable. They're actually enjoyable. Some more than others. But I really hope that they really create a film that's very memorable. Because I was in the cinema and they were... I hope it's not too spoilery, but they were picking up the story after Batman v Superman. And I sat there with my friend, and we were both like, wait, what happened in that movie? I only saw it once, which is also a reason why I'm having a tough time remembering it. And it's been a while, but for some reason I could only remember Suicide Squad, which probably came out after Batman v Superman, right? But I just sat there confused, because they picked up after the events of Batman v Superman, and I wasn't too sure what was going on. I should have rewatched those films. But yeah. Oh, he came back from Rebirth? I have a tough time keeping track of the comics. I still have a huge pile of comics that I haven't read for years, which is really bad. It's actually have one of the comics I have is the Red Hood Christmas special, in which they're small kids, which is very cute. But I need to reread everything in order to get a grip of what's going on again. But I just haven't had the time yet to read everything again. So I'm really waiting for the time to, when I do have time to reread it before I pick up anything new. So I'm quite behind. Batman Solo. When is the Batman Solo movie coming out, actually? I think? I don't remember seeing it on the roster, but then again, I don't know. I thought it was there and then they, like, delayed it, maybe? I know they want to do a Flashpoint movie. I like the animated Flashpoint movie a lot, actually. Even though it's very grim, I really do like it. So, but I have no idea how they're gonna do it in a live-action version. Yeah, that's true. That's true about in Batman v Superman. Everyone is suspicious of Superman, but in the Justice League, the world loves Superman. Yeah, I have to rewatch both the movies and then see how they fit together. I do think that in Justice League, Superman felt like he was in the animated series, but it might also be because they have the Batman theme from the animated series again, so that kind of felt very nostalgic in that sense. But just the attitude Superman had, it was very like, you know how he is. That was more how he was in the film. While he wasn't like that in his own movie, he was very human and had a very human side, I guess, compared to his I'm very strong and I'm gonna save everybody, and yeah. But I do understand it's very difficult to really put a lot of time and screen time on Superman because it's just a movie with a lot of characters in it, and you want to give everyone just a little bit, just enough. So hopefully if they do make another movie with Superman in it, it's a little bit more explained of what's going on. Batman Solo is going to rewrites. Okay. I know they want to change Ben Affleck, right? I have no idea what's going to happen after that. I kind of wonder if they're going to use that Joker again from Suicide Squad. That's something I'm really wondering about. Since they introduced him, it would be weird not to use him. So, Oh, excuse me for a moment. I think there's a package arriving, so be right back. Alright everyone, I'm so excited. I ordered some charms and stickers with Go Robin themes on it, and it finally arrived. I've been waiting for this for so long. Whew, I'm out of breath. So I made these charms and stickers because I thought it would be nice to do... I'm gonna talk a little bit about Patreon, to have something prepared before I actually launch it. I want to do, not every month, but sometimes I want to do giveaways on there. And it would be nice to have... I'm so out of breath. Why? Oh my goodness. It would be nice to have special items on there, like based on Go. I already have a lot, which I actually have not yet put in my web store. I still have to do that. I know, it's horrible, it's horrible. But life is so busy, and when I have work going on, it's always extremely busy. So there's always a thing going on. That's why I sometimes disappear, because it's just busy and I try to pick up with work. And it takes up all my time, so it's difficult to do other stuff. But anyway, it's finally arrived. I'm curious how it looks. It's cute, this is cute. I don't have a webcam, so I cannot show it. But I'm gonna open up the package for a moment and look at them. Oh, larger size? Yes, I can do that. Dickie! There we go. I think this is from the episode in which they surprise Alfred. Look at him go! Alright. Oh, these turned out really cute. I draw things and then I forget what I draw. Because it's done, so I move on to the next picture. So it's always looking at things I've drawn that I submitted and then made, and then I forget about it. It's like looking at a picture like, oh yes, I either forgot that I drew it or I have to remember it. Oh, I have a special Helena Robin merch made as well. That's the first one. So let me take all the different ones out first. So I have some Go Robin charms, which I actually only sold at one convention. Maybe two conventions, but I actually wanted to do them, put them up in the web store. But I decided it would be nice if I had like a bunch of new items in the web store. I already have a bunch, but even more. I think that's nice, right? And some of the items will be Patreon exclusive giveaways. Alright. What we have here, I know you can hear the sounds, but you cannot see. I'm thinking whether I should make a picture of it soon or later. If I'm back, I'm gonna restock the plushies. Actually, I have some plushies made. They are available. Let me empty this one. They are available, but I have not put them in the web store yet. There's some. I'm gonna say I think I ran out of material, so for now this is the last batch until I actually get new material to make more. Who's my favorite bed bird? Do you mean the Go Robin birds? My favorite is actually... I know he's not the top favorite of the viewers, but for a long time I liked him as a Go Robin character. And that's a very... I don't know. He's just, you know, he's just a sweet little bird. And ooh, these look good. So I made some Go Robin stickers as well, because I love stickers. In general, at conventions, I'm not talking about web store wise, but at conventions, my stickers usually don't do that well. But I just love stickers. I also have Go Robin sticker sheets, which I will all put up in my web store once it's I just need to have the time to put everything in there and prepare the things and get all the packaging as well. But yes, I'm very happy with these. These look good. Oh, I wish I had I never wished that I had a webcam, but now it would have been good to have these. But then again, it's gonna be a surprise when they do come out, and I think it's best to actually share the pictures once it's around the time that I'm gonna launch the Patreon and the webpage. It makes more sense. But they look good. They look good, guys. And also have these little keychains made. I have charms, like I said before, so I thought it would be nice to have keychains for difference, for change actually. But they're cute. They're very cute. They're Robin and food themed, and there are 5 of them. Dickie, Red Hood, Damien, Helena, and Tim. This is also the only Helena picture or merch I've made, and it's the very first one, so that's cool. So yes, I need to calm down from the excitement. Oh, magnets. I actually love magnets, but making them custom is something I'm not too... I know I looked at it before, but I don't know. I can look at it again if I can find a good way to make those. I'm not sure about the magnet material. Oh, you're from Spain? That's cool. I actually sent... I'm thinking I once sent a box of robins. There's like the plushies to Spain. And the customer was worried that it did... What happened to it? Well, actually, all the packages I've sent, I never had any problem with delivery. Since, you know, I don't... Track and trace is very expensive, so I take the risk, or the customer actually takes the risk of not sending them with track and trace. But for now, all the packages have arrived, except for the Spain one. It came back, and then I sent it again, and then it arrived. I'm not sure why it was sent back, but that's the only package of all the packages I've sent that had some sort of complication. But eventually, she did get the robins. So, yeah, let me continue with this one. I'm so distracted. So here we have, his feet are up in the air, and he, I don't know what's going on there. Little tail. Oh, his butt just got a little bit bigger. So here we go, and then again we have the V shape on his chest based on the position of his beak. I'm gonna fix his beak. I'm looking at it, it looks a bit weird. But there we go. Zoom, zoom. Well, actually, let me ask the question back at you guys. What is your favorite Robin or Go Robin character? Oh yes, that's true. I actually sent one of the a package. The last package I sent was actually to Taiwan, surprisingly, and everything went fine. And, it arrived. Like it takes maybe up to 10 days for it to arrive. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. But of course, since it isn't quite far from here, it does take a while. And yeah, unfortunately, shipping cost is very expensive. I have no idea how to reduce the shipping costs, especially how it's such a small, my website is very small, and I don't ship items in such a large quantity that I can reduce or ask for special deals on shipment. So yes, I agree, the shipping cost is very expensive. It's sometimes, depending on your location, within Europe it's fine, but outside of that, it gets more pricey, unfortunately. Though I do know that they changed the shipping rates, that everything has, regardless of where you live, the price is the same. So That's interesting. That's something I have to look into because the prices change every year. And of course we're in a new year right now, so that might have changed. So I'll have to look at it again. Yes, Helena is special with the bat and the cat parents. She sure is. And Dickie. Well, that's nice, every inner cave. Do you also like the very old version of Dickie where he has the disco outfit? I was with my friend long time ago at the New York Comic Con, and my friend asked for disco Nightwing drawings as commissions from the artist. That's really cool. So she has a couple of those. So it's just a great version to ask for. There we go. Well, Dickie and Jay, those are good choices. Those are good choices. The fattest of them all. So yeah, here we go. Here we have, ooh, ooh, ow, wow, wow. I'm looking at it. It's almost touching the bread. That's a huge wing. Let me just change that a little bit. So it actually makes more sense compared to his body. There we go. Alright, 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 alright. The disco sips up? Oh, he chooses not to? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's a great choice. If you go crime fighting in that suit and you just choose not to do that, not to zip up, that's exposure and flashing to a next level. That's great, that's great. There we have these. I think I'm gonna draw one more and then I'm gonna call it a stream day. Since I still have to do something else today, but yes, I'm glad that the first stream on YouTube went okay. I wasn't too sure. The reason why I hesitated on streaming on YouTube is because I wasn't too sure how it would work. But since I've been streaming on Twitch, it's very similar how to set up the settings. That's a big thing for me, so technical stuff that I have to figure out first and how to get that to work, but it seems to work the same, so that's good. I'm gonna draw one more with the wings flapping down. So we have the flying movement. I'm gonna look where to draw that one. I'm gonna draw it beside this one, but maybe smaller. Since it's so huge. So the wings go down. Of course, this way the wings go up when he's spread up. And when it goes down, it's shaped like this. So you just follow the arrow. Oh, it's tipped up when he's in the Arctic. That's good. Though I don't think the suit is very warm. Just in general, you know, it's a spandex suit. I think he should have worn more clothes if it's in a very cold area. But hey, it's Dickie Bird. He can handle the cold, he can handle the villains. In that sense, he's a superhuman. Alright. Sweep down maybe. I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm thinking about putting his head down a little bit, but he can look up for this one. Oh, that's nice that you warmed up to all of them. The one, I'm not gonna lie, the one I had difficulties warming up to is Damien, but he was not very friendly in the beginning. He just came off really bratty, and even though Jason is also a tough Robin, he had some moments that I felt more compassionate with him. So that's why I like Jason more. In non go Robin terms, if it's not outside of just comic terms and such, I think Jason is the most interesting comic character for me with the Robins. And that's actually also the reason why I got interested in American comics, or superhero comics to be more specific. Because I think it was the Red Hood film, the animated film, that I came in touch with. I watched the film and I thought it was a good film, so I started reading Under the Red Hood, which is something I definitely recommend if you haven't read that one yet. Yes, he's sweet to animals, that's true, that's true. With the big dog. I haven't seen him interact with Colin? I'm wondering, have I or have I not? I know it even though I haven't read it, I know in the new comics Superman has a son, but his name is not Colin, is it? Oh, let me move the camera a little bit so you can see. Don't bark, you don't fit in the screen, Dickie. Alright, so here we have him flying. His feet can be like this. This way. And this is, oh, maybe I should use different color. It's such a mess. Alright, alright. I'm not sure if that improved anything. But yeah, so the idea is that he's flapping down his wings, and this is one of the motions that he's at the bottom, flying up. So he's in the sky right now. Let me clean up the sketch. So it's a little bit more clear than how it is now. Oh, his name is John. I kind of hope that they would get a daughter like you have in Earth Through with Helena. That was cute. But Earth Through was very short from my memory. I don't know, maybe it went on. I'm not too sure. Or maybe just a section of it. Anyway, I did read about Helena Robin. But I know she's not an actual thing in the main timeline, if you get what I mean. I just thought it would be cute, since there's so many boys. Am I being biased? I am. I'm being biased, okay? I'm sorry. But John looks cute. And it's nice that, I think it's funny that he's about the same age as Damien, isn't he? Or in the comics he looks about the same age. Not too sure. But I guess that's a thing with reboots. That things are different. Ugh, that's a weird line. Again, based on, I'm not copying the base sketch, the very rough sketch. I changed things when I clean up the lines. This is of course not the most clean lines, but when I clean up, I change things to make it more sense. Since the rough sketch is always just an indication of where I want the lines to be positioned. And rarely, well, unless I do a very clean sketch, then the sketch makes sense to the final drawing, especially with if you work for with other people, obviously, then you know you have to show it to them, and then they have to see exactly what you're gonna do. But if it's just no free time work like this, then it's a little bit on the rough side. So here we go. Oh, I'm a little bit like, you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit of color here. just to avoid the confusion of his feet. Oh, okay, I see. John is younger than Damien. That makes sense. Oh, oh, wait, I remember Colin. I'm thinking. He's the orange-haired kid, right? Did I see it? I know I remember seeing panels. I don't remember whether I read the storyline. Don't know. But yeah, that's right, Colin. I am curious about the upcoming DC movie though, which is of course is Aquaman. I remember joking around with my classmates, or actually my classmates were joking that, oh yeah, Aquaman, if that movie becomes a thing, we're all gonna go to the cinema together. That's been years ago, and now there's actually an Aquaman movie, which is crazy. So just for that reason, I'm interested in seeing the film. Other than that, I don't really know much about Aquaman. I think I only read the first comic of the New 52 because my friend had it and she brought it with her, and then I read it. Like the first issue, which just made fun of his talking to fish and such, and whether he wants a glass of water. But I'm curious about the story. How old is Damien now? He was like 10? Is he older now? I thought he, let me think. There is, I don't know if it's Gotham Academy. Is it called Gotham Academy? The comic in which you have a character named Maps. And I think she was paired up with Damien a lot, right? I haven't read the comic, by the way. That was around the time I kind of wanted to read it, but I quit buying comics because I had too much comics already that I had to read. A Nightwing movie. He's gonna be live action, right? I'm thinking like the Young Justice series or Teen Titans series. He's in that one, right? I remember seeing a casting of Beast Boy, so I'm curious how that's gonna look in the series because he's gonna transform all the time, I assume. So how the effects are gonna look, that would be interesting. I remember watching a lot of discussions about superhero movies before these were all coming out, and the discussion about a Robin in a movie, and a lot of people thought that a Robin would not be good. Like Robin and a Batman, it just doesn't work on live action. Of course, they saw the old movies and it just wasn't really working out. But those movies were a little bit silly, okay? They were on the silly side. So I'm curious if they can somehow make a Robin work, but I'm not too sure. It might be too gritty, but then again, some of the Robin stories are kind of gritty, so I would be interested in seeing a live action Robin on the big screen. But again, I'm not sure if that would really work out, but who knows, who knows. Aquaman is a thing, so maybe this can also be a thing again. Alright, almost done. I kind of streamed longer than I anticipated to, but you know, that's fine, that's fine. I hope you guys had enough impressions of how to draw Nightwing. I'm kind of wondering whether YouTube just uploads the entire video or whether it doesn't, and then I can just edit the video shorter or quicker where needed. But I don't know, maybe some people don't mind picking out the pieces in which I'm not just rambling and doing random stuff if they want to learn how to draw this. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much for joining. It was nice talking to you guys live. Usually it's just in comments. So yes, here we go. Here's the result of today's how to draw a Dickie bird. And if you guys liked it, then I can also do one of Jaybird, because there was a request for that one as well. So I'll see if I can do that. Boom. Troy Dickie is back. He's trolling you goodbye. I see it, auto-elves. Okay, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, thank you guys very much for watching again. Hope you have all a very good day, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!